Hudson's Bay Company. It's the Hudson's Bay. Hudson's Bay Company. Hudson's Bay Company. Company of the Hudson's Bay. Hudson's Bay Company. Hudson of the Hudson Bay. Bay Hudson. Hudson's Bay. Mr. Hudson. Bay of the Hudson. Hey there, welcome back to the Great Canadian Blueprint. I'm Ian, your guide through Canada's economic past. Today we're tackling the Hudson's Bay Company, a name that's been shaping Canada for 350 years. From trading beaver pelts in the wilderness to running department stores in every major city, HBC's been a financial titan. But in 2025, it's hitting a wall, liquidating its Canadian retail assets after centuries of hustle. Is this the end to the HBC or just a new strategy? As a RE/MAX real estate agent from Hamilton, Ontario, I'm exploring Canada's economic past and how it shaped our country into what it is today. Picture 1670. King Charles II hands his cousin Prince Rupert a charter to form HBC, giving it control over Rupert's land. 3.8 million square kilometers, about a third of future Canada. They set up posts like Fort Garry in Winnipeg, where Indigenous trappers swapped pelts for muskets and blankets. By the 1830s, HBC was moving 100,000 pelts a year, each worth about a British pound in London or $250 today. That's 100,000 British pounds annually, or $25 million in modern terms. But competition grows from the Northwest Company, pulling 50,000 pelts annually themselves by the 1780s. This cut profits until their 1821 merger streamlined operations, slashing 175 posts to 52. That kept HBC's margins fat. By the 1850s, the fur trade hits a wall. Overhunting cuts beaver populations with 90% drops found in some areas. Fashion shifts to silk hats and pelt exports crash from 100,000 to 20,000 annually by the 1880s. The Canadian Pacific Railway, finished in 1885, lets independent traders in Winnipeg and Vancouver undercut HBC's posts. HBC pivots fast though. In 1869, they sell Rupert's land to Canada for 300,000 British pounds and keep 7 million acres of land. Land sales become their new cash cow. By 1900, they sell 1 million acres in Manitoba at $5 to $50 per acre. That's serious money, fueling urban growth across Canada. In 1881, HBC opens its first department store in Winnipeg, a 6-story bet on retail. By 1913, they're in Edmonton and Calgary. By 1960, they grab Henry Morgan's in Montreal. Acquisitions like Zellers in 1978 and Towers in 1991 pushed them to 500 stores by the 1990s, snagging 7% of Canada's non-food retail market. In 1989, sales hit $4.59 billion with $168 million in earnings. By 2005, they peak at $7.4 billion in sales. But their expansion and acquisition pile on debt, hitting $2.5 billion by 2015. Retail is booming, but the cracks are starting to show. Fast forward to today, and HBC is in a little bit of trouble. E-commerce giants like Amazon have taken over. Online sales in Canada hit $60 billion in 2023. HBC's retail sales have slid from approximately $5.47 billion in 2019 to $1.11 billion in 2024, a drop of roughly 80%, with e-commerce crashing 50% to $142 million as well. Debt balloons to $1.1 billion by 2025, including $724.4 million mortgages. They try to adapt, buying Gilt Group for $250 million in 2016, expanding to Europe, but it's not enough. Ownership shifts don't help at all. Taken private in 2006 by Jerry Zucker, bought by NRDC in 2008, public in 2012, then private again in 2020. Store closures begin to stack up. 60 Zellers by 2013, 40 Saks off Fifth by 2024, losses hit $329.7 million in 2024. In 2025, HBC hits a breaking point. On March 7th, they filed for creditor protection under the company's Creditors Arrangement Act, planning to restructure by cutting stores. But by March 17th, they've announced a full liquidation of all 96 stores, 4 distribution centers, and the head office, affecting 9,400 employees. On March 21st, the Ontario Supreme Court approves a plan, sparing 6 stores, 3 in Toronto and 3 in Quebec, to explore restructuring. Liquidation sales kick off March 24th for 90 stores, with 40 to 70% discounts on all products. Stores are set to close by June 15, with over 8,300 workers laid off by May 31st, and an additional almost 900 more by June 15. HBC sells its brand assets to Canadian Tire for $30 million, plus store fixtures and equipment. HBC's March 21st statement says it all. The Ontario Supreme Court has granted Hudson's Bay permission to proceed with the revised liquidation plan, which will temporarily exclude 6 stores, giving additional time for collaborative efforts with key landlords and stakeholders aimed at restructuring. CEO Liz Rodbell adds, "We are deeply appreciative of the outpouring of support from our customers and the community. HBC's retail is done, but its $4 billion in real estate portfolio could be a lifeline." In 2020, HBC launched HBC Properties and Investments, generating $300 to $500 million yearly through sales and leases. But restructuring experts say debts, including second mortgages, may limit gains. HBC might pivot to property management, leasing spaces to new tenants. But filling massive retail spots is tough. Think Sears Canada's empty stores years after its 2018 collapse. So what's the big picture here? HBC's journey from fur trade millions to retail billions to a 2025 liquidation shows a knack for reinvention. Its real estate could spark a new chapter, but the clock's ticking. So what do you think? Can HBC's $4 billion in properties save it? Or is this the end of a 350-year-long legend? Drop your thoughts below. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching The Great Canadian Blueprint. Hit that like and subscribe button for our next dive into Canada's economic story.